Hi, it's Shannon Enders, and this is my mind map. In the book, it says teachers are the key to educational change. That's why I put a picture of a key. We truly do unlock it, whether it's from the information and the rules and policies we get from the government. It all trickles down to the teacher, and then we also have to unlock the student's potential. No Child Left Behind. I felt like this was the first time in education where teachers are really tied, and we weren't able to be effective as we wanted to be in the classroom. Children were not supposed to do poorly or fail or get left back, even if it was their best interest. In my view, it was the beginning of the end. This made teachers less powerful and impactful in the classroom as they taught. The CCSS, I think the true meaning to educators is that it means college ready and career ready. College ready meaning that when they go into school, college, higher education, they're not taking remedial classes. They're hitting the ground or floor running and getting on with their requirements. Career ready, it used to be that maybe we sent them, if they were going to be manual labor or machinist or auto technician, they would go to a school like Votech school and they would learn a career and skills. And that's not so much the case anymore. Students have to be computer savvy. They have to be ready to be competitive in the job force, not just here in the state or the country, but globally. PLCs, this is really great for teachers. This is where teachers are able to continue their education. They within the confines of the school building without having to leave. Teachers get together, something that they want to study, they research it, they get information, and then they come together and collaborate. Back when it was New Jersey-esque, passing New Jersey-esque wasn't that hard. Teachers learned very quickly how to navigate that test and be able to teach students. I believe that this is where teaching to the test first was used, because we did teach to the test. We taught all year round, and we taught very good practices, but when it came before, right before the test, a few weeks before, 3-4 weeks, we started prepping, called it test prep. Heck, we put it in our lesson plans. We needed to make sure the students were ready. Now, it's PARC. It's not, as of right now, it's still very unknown. So we, as teachers, don't know how to prep students other than being good teachers and doing our best practices. I really wasn't upset when the change happened because I felt like it was more towards career and college ready. It makes them more proficient with computers and technology and knowing how to manipulate the screen and touching the screen and making things move on or go back or play a video. This all is part of the technology, so they also have to be proficient in computer skills like keyboarding and using a mouse and knowing the, what F7 might do, what a Control C might do, and what Control V might do. These are all important skills for them to know. In my readings of the inquiry as a stance, there were 5 trends in the U.S. as teacher research, and there were 5 current themes in practitioner research. So that's why the big 5. You can read these quickly or briefly. I'm going to go into some parts of it in a minute that I felt were important. With the significant trends in research, teacher research, this is where I thought teachers really pushed back. I used like a hear he type thing and then a megaphone, because this is when teachers really got a voice and were able to say how it was impacting them in the classroom. The practitioner research initiatives brought up were able to give teachers a voice, and they were able to say, okay, what you're doing at the state level is really impacting us in the classroom, and it's not a benefit. Education and economy, college and career ready. They used to do, like I said, machines and things like that for lower level work. That's not happening anymore. They're outsourcing those jobs to machines. And economy, I use a dollar sign, meaning money, but all these skills create income for the economy. One of the other things over here is the emphasis on accountability. NCLB and the high stakes testing. I used, no thank you, I'm refusing. It's funny to me because you can't be accountable for a child if the child refuses to take the test. On the other hand, do the parents think this is helpful? At some point, they have to take standardized tests. I don't know how you become accountable with a test that they can refuse. You know, I don't know where we go from there. I hope they do tweak that and make it so that they have to take it. Some of my strongest students did not take this test this year. They felt that it wasn't fair. I encouraged them to take it when it's first coming out. You can see your baseline. You also know that it's not counting as much as it has in the past. Why not take it? Why not see how good you can do when there's no stress? And the last one, I put science, evidence, science, and scientism. This is where the term scientifically based research came in, and evidence-based education, where you trial and error and things. And so I put a little girl using science experiments and beakers and things to create. The next 5 is the current themes and practitioner research. I'll let you read that for a moment before I move on. Taking on issues of equity, engagement, and agency. I put the scales, and remind me of the Justice is Blind scales. What is fair? There are social injustices, there's gender equality we have to work on, and more, whether it's having, the thing, what's in your household, if you're financially strapped, or if you are living with one income, somebody lost their job, you don't believe in guns, but now we're learning about guns in the classroom. All of these things we have to be aware of so that we educate our children successfully. That's why I said teaching with cultural responsive instruction would help in this matter. There's a lot of ones that I think CRI would actually be a benefit. This is where you take in consideration your students' strengths, their culture, and their linguistic backgrounds, and that's how you develop your lessons. Development of conceptual framework. I put a house on the bottom. This is where practitioners with diverse experience in classrooms and communities, and they use student strengths to help children learn. And I put framework as this is the beginning. This is the steps, and from this, then we build on from it. Inventing and reinventing communities of inquiry. So we went from inquiry-based and trial and error, where students would learn by trying something. If it didn't work, tried something else. Mathematically speaking, even, if you didn't get the right answer, you erased it and tried again, to outcomes and high-stakes test results. So there's no more, we have time to really let children delve in and manipulate things and figure things out and make them better thinkers. Now it's like, you have to get it and move on, get it and move on, and make sure that they're going to ace this test. Or it could be an issue for them in the future, or you as an educator. Shaping school reform and educational policies. I feel like we went into this area of being robotic, everyone doing the same thing, everybody being cookie cutter. So I feel like we're going from this now, and we're going back to this. We're going back to students working with each other in small groups, students exploring and really discussing things, and it makes education fun and exciting. Reforming research and practice in the university. This is my last slide. And basically, practitioners in the field, they input on academic literature, inform teacher education, and inform education dissertations and advising in the last 10 years. So basically what it's saying is that the research that teachers are doing in the classroom are impacting at the collegiate level. There are many wonderful researchers who started out as teachers, and they use their own students to find things out. So this is very important. It's very practical to be used in the colleges. I also think a lot of times professors and universities who haven't taught in a long time in the classroom are a little removed from it. And I think that people who are in the classroom are probably the best to research it. That's my slideshow, and that's basically what I thought was the most important information from the inquiry as a stance. Thanks.